Christine, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for having me.
Oh, that was perfect timing. For the folks that are probably still muted, let's still see those hands together. Please give it up for our musical guest, Tubey Frank, just giving us a little something as we file into our Zoom room. We like to believe that comedy is not that different on Zoom. Yes, some things have changed, but we were all able to learn. You'll see that for the folks here tonight. And if you were entering a live show, you'd have a little entertainment while you waited. So we like to do the same thing for our shows. I will just speak for a few minutes before I turn it over to our amazing host and instructor for this Stand Up 101 course, Jake. My name is Christine. I am the founder of Off Mic Comedy School. We have been up and running since August and have taught now over 150 youth and adults internationally, actually, since starting. Because of Zoom, we've been able to bring folks together from all over. This is just one of our amazing courses, actually the last one graduating for our winter semester. There are a bunch of folks that you are going to see tonight. Jake, who is our host and instructor, who I'll introduce in a moment. John, Michelle, Craig, Dimitri, Evie, Devon, Emily, Daniel, and John A., who is our co-producer and doing a guest set, and Tubey, who led us into the Zoom room and who will be back a little bit later, actually at the end of the show, to kind of take us off into our Monday evenings. A very talented lineup. All of these folks began their Stand Up 101 journey about 8 weeks ago and are here tonight to debut their 5-minute sets. Again, this course took place completely on Zoom. We go out of our way to make sure that that is still an amazing experience. And I think actually being able to do it from the comfort of home has been awesome for a lot of people. But without further ado, would love to turn it over to Jake Mattera, a friend of mine, the instructor for this course and the host for tonight's show. So please give a warm welcome to Jake.
Hey everyone,
Woo!
How are you? That's everybody's muted, so that was dumb. That was very dumb to start talking to the crowd. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys coming out. What you're about to see, as Christine just said, is 8 hard weeks of work by 8 very talented new comedians to the scene, rising stars, as they say. And I believe it. I absolutely believe it. These guys are all really funny. And thank you so much for coming and showing your support for them. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right. With that out of the way, I guess I'm going to tell jokes. All right. Got some feedback. That's a good sign. I will pull this for a second. So tell you about me. I'm married, believe it or not. That's why I look so disheveled. That's just how you look after you get married. I married my high school sweetheart too. That's what it deserves. Nothing. Yeah, thank you very much. It's like we played a game of MASH and thought it was legally binding. It's like we also live in a shack with our children, Jonathan, Taylor, and Thomas. It's going pretty well. Thing I noticed though, like after you've been together a long time, you know, there's things that change. Like me and my wife, we still love each other like unconditionally. It's just we care a little less, you know. Like I remember when we got our first apartment, we couldn't wait. We couldn't wait to just like get on a love seat together and watch Netflix. Like that was our perfect night. Then we just got our own couches. Way more perfect. We order our own dinners now. Like our Grubhub guy will meet her Uber Eats guy and it's like, what's going on right now? I don't know. Love each other, you care a little bit less. Like you can tell how long a couple has been together by how they put sunscreen on each other. You ever see a new couple at the beach put sunscreen on each other? It's Cinemax After Dark. They're rubbing their like lotion their hands for like a half hour. You hear a saxophone in the background. There's a candle. You're like, I'm sorry, I'll give you some space. You ever see a couple that's been together longer than 10 years put sunscreen on each other? It's like they're egging a teacher's house. They're like, hey, do my back. They're like, sure. Run!
I don't know why it's not
Somebody invented spray-on suntan lotion
plaguing me tonight.
so they wouldn't have to touch their wife anymore. That's terrible. That's absolutely, yeah, I know. Could you imagine that pitch meeting too? The guy's like, yeah, it's in an aerosol can. They're like, the ozone. They're like, yeah, but have you seen Margaret? Meanest joke I have. And thank God people laugh at it. Anyway, uh, that's kind of the thing. We do. You love each other. You care a little bit. Like I remember when me and my wife first started dating. If one of us, another way you can tell is like for couples, new couples, you can tell they're a newer couple by how they react to the spouse not wearing a seatbelt too. That's another one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true. Like I remember when me and my wife used to go for rides, our seatbelts would be on. We'd hold hands. We loved each other. You know, we'd just listen to Hoobastank or whatever was popular at the time. The other day I was driving, you know, minding my own business, wearing my seatbelt, and I see my wife out of the corner of my eye just reach over, unclick my seatbelt. That's true love right there. That's to death till we part. Okay. Very exciting. Very happy to be here. What's new with, we did what everybody did. You know, when you're waiting that long, you don't know what to do together as a couple anymore. We decided, I don't know, we would just party it up for the rest of our lives. That's what we know. Tell you something about me. Try to keep it exciting in the relationship. Never works. Like I wanted to, I'll tell you, like, I used to think the most embarrassing thing I could ever do was buy KY jelly. I was wrong. It's returning it. It's way more embarrassing. It's a special occasion too, Easter. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. I'm bad with money. That's my, like, I had to return it because I was going to overdraw the account. So that's why. But I found out like my wife isn't so great with money either, you know, so we're not a good combo. Like I wanted to buy a MacBook Pro, you know, a laptop, but my wife said no because it was too expensive. But then she wanted a baby. It was like, let's compromise. How about a hamster and a Toshiba? Now we have a child. He's 70 now with the quarantine happening. Trying to do fun things in the quarantine. It's not happening. I had some friends who, you know, they were watching the UFC fight the other night, and they were like having a party, you know, and I really wanted to go. Obviously, I didn't because you're not supposed to, but I really wanted to go, and I got mad because I couldn't go. And I was like, man, I'm just going to sit home and write some jokes. And instead, about 10 minutes after failing to write a joke, I just started Googling candles for men. You guys know that was a thing? I Googled candles for men. I had no idea. And yeah, I ordered one. I got one called Black Bamboo, and it showed up to my house, and I started burning it. Guess what? Smells like a man. I was expecting like a wood or a bacon, not Steve. I lit the candle in my bedroom. So like when my wife came home, it just smelled like I had another man in our bedroom. My pillow still smells like Black Bamboo. I didn't know what to do. I don't know how to, like, I don't want to wait. You can't return a used candle like I did the KY jelly. You can't return that. So I didn't know. I was like, maybe I just like light the candle and stick it outside. But I don't want my neighbors to think I'm holding a vigil. There's like no good way to get rid of this. I don't know. You can tell it's a man candle too because it burns very aggressively. It's the difference between a regular candle and a man candle is the man candle wants you to blow it out. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I try to do fun things with my wife, like buy a man candle apparently. Here, honey, when I'm not home, just burn this. I try to like, you know, try to do things with her. It's hard now with everything going on, but like I remember I was like, I got her excited because it was our anniversary. I'm like, look, I'm just gonna take you to dinner. Like we'll just get takeout and we'll go home, all that kind of stuff. She got really excited and we still got like dressed up for it. Like we were pretending we're going out. She looked so beautiful. She's in a dress, did her makeup, looked gorgeous. And then I took her to Chipotle. Look, I love Chipotle. I know it's just like a Taco Bell that went to a good school, but it's my favorite place to go. And all of a sudden, she wasn't hungry anymore. So more for me. I'll tell you one more thing, and then we'll get the show rolling if that's okay. I do a lot of dumb things. You've figured that out already, right? One time I took my wife to a movie night. It was at the Trocadero. If you've never been to the Trocadero, it's standing room only. So what they do is they rent a bunch of plastic folding chairs. And the movie that night was Revenge of the Nerds.
Let's put it on. What are you doing?
So you can get an idea for the body type right there, right? Movie starts about 5 minutes in. Behind me, I just hear boom. They stop the movie. They turn on the lights. Like, what happened? Is everybody okay? Some guy fell through his chair. And I'm just like, what a loser. Like, so glad it wasn't me. Like, we're so sorry. The guy was fine. That chair will never walk again. But they got him a new one, started the movie over, right? Couple minutes later, over here, somebody else falls through their chair. This time, they don't stop the movie. They just keep it playing. And now everyone in there starts glancing back at me like I'm their horse. And here's the thing, I could feel the chair giving too, okay? Everyone, the chair was holding me like a tiny plastic atlas. Like, I got you! Like it was trying to impress a girl chair. It's like, it's not heavy! I was doing everything I can to be weightless. And at that point, my wife got up. She's like, hey, I'm going to go get some popcorn. Do you want anything? And I'm just like, no! Unless they have balloons. Then buy them all and let's tie them to this chair. I was terrified. I was. But also, I was at Chairs Vietnam. Like, you think about it, it's just like dark. You're just seeing staffers bring in the fresh chairs and then cart off the mangled ones. Well, for 90 minutes, all around me in the darkness, all I'm hearing is just boom, boom, boom. It just sounded like people were being raptured. Just vroom, vroom. Like two giants were just playing Guess Who. It was fantastic. Like, is he a weird shape? Yes. All right, that's it for me, guys. You ready to get the show going, huh? Let me hear you.
Yes.
All right, guys, I'm very excited to kick this show off with one of my good friends, very funny new comedian to the scene. Please put your hands together for Dimitri Islam, everyone.
Thanks, Jake. Hi, everyone. It is so good to be here. Just a point of full disclosure,
Stuck on screen, Mark.
using my microphone that I stole from my 5-year-old daughter's play set, karaoke set. So I'm going to put the amateur in amateur comedy. But my name, as Jake mentioned, is Dimitri. And I actually changed my name when I was younger. The name my parents gave me when I was born was Mohammed. So Mohammed, which if you're not religious, and I'm not, it's coming on a little strong. It's like naming your son Jesus Christianity or Moses Judaism. If your name is Jesus Christianity and you're a kid in swim class and you're struggling, that's an awkward conversation to have with the swim coach.
Huh?
Jesus, I don't know how to say this. I thought you'd do better in water. Or if you're Moses Judaism and you're stuck in a line in a school cafeteria, Moses, part the line. Part the line. So oftentimes when you meet someone, you exchange names. Sometimes you exchange hometowns. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I love it. And the Buffalo is known for two things. It's known for getting a lot of snow, and it's known for the football team, the Buffalo Bills. And that's true. We got a lot of snow in Buffalo, and everyone loves the Bills. In fact, Buffalo is one of those few places where you can say the phrase, "Go Bills," at any time, at any point in any conversation. It can be a hello, a goodbye, a salutation. It's our version of aloha. Lawyers wear Bills ties to court. Doctors wear Bills scrubs to surgery. Funeral homes actually sign off the last line of correspondence with the phrase, "Go Bills." I've been rejected from job opportunities in Buffalo with the last line of the rejection email saying, "Go Bills." This wouldn't work in any other town. Could you imagine if your surgeon in Philadelphia was decked out in 76ers gear the day of your surgery? I would not trust that process. Or if your proctologist is decked out in Eagles gear singing the Eagles fight song as he gives you a rectal exam with a lubricated, gloved finger. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. And run out of there back to Sean Jackson. So names and hometowns, they can reflect who we are. Sometimes even colors can serve as a reflection of ourselves. I'll give you an example. My wife and I, we bought a house recently, and we decided to repaint some of the rooms. So we went to Sherwin-Williams. We got that big book of colors. You know that color catalog that looks like it's actively discriminating against the colorblind? That book. And my wife picked out the most amazing colors with the most amazing names. Dover white and sapphire green. And that reflects who she is. She's creative and thoughtful and vibrant. My color, the color I kept coming back to, accessible beige. Accessible beige. I'm like the fanny pack of the Sherwin-Williams color collection. But I'm not majestic pink or frivolous yellow. I'm agreeable and friendly, slow to judge. I'm accessible beige. So sometimes even the colors on the wall around me remind me of my own deficiencies. So names, hometowns, colors, they can reflect who we are. And of course, family serves as a significant way to make an imprint on our identities. My parents are from Bangladesh, and growing up, famine and starvation was just a part of their lived-in experience. And so when I was growing up, they always tried to instill in me a respect for food, to pay homage to that which gives us nourishment. And so some of the Bengali words for food are just really good. They're just really respectful. Meat is mangsho. Curries are called dals. But in the West, can we respect something called a McMuffin? That sounds like something on a clown's cuisine. Or the Big Buford burger from Checkers. Or my personal favorite, the Wendy's son of Baconator, which as an aside, did Wendy's imply that two adult burgers, one of whom was called Baconator, in a mix of bacon and grease and lust, decided to mate, and through that process gave burger birth to a son, and then decided to call that son not Baconator Jr., but son of Baconator? That burger needs a name change. So that's all the time I have, but my name is Accessible Beige. Go Bills. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone, let them hear it. Right. Excellent job. We're gonna move this right along. Now, guys, your next performer, this is strange. This next performer is my sister who signed up for the class. She thinks she's funnier than me. I think she's right. Let's put your hands together right now for the very funny Michelle Mattera.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh man, I think that's me, right? Yeah. All right. Oh, there I am. Hi. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Like you said, my name is Michelle. For those of you who don't know me, I'm just going to share a little bit about myself. I'm married. My wife and we have been together for 17 years. We live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania with our fur family. I grew up not too far in a little town called Boothwyn. That's in Delaware County, which is also known as Delco. Now, if you're from the area, then you know that Delco is more than just a place. It's a way of life or a way of being. If you're not familiar with the area, just picture the cast of the Tiger King wandering around the town of Schitt's Creek. If you don't know those two references, well, you failed quarantine. But seriously, I love Delco. It's a great place. My family still lives there. The heart of Delco just never, ever, ever goes away. Just like my wife. I mean, I know we've been doing this like quarantine thing and all, but like she's always home. Like she's upstairs right now. But seriously, we do love each other. We do sit on separate couches, like Jake referenced, but we do love each other. We met in college many years ago. Long story short, she was the choir director and I joined the choir. No, that is not a stolen plot from another poorly written lesbian movie. That is our story. We waited 12 years to get married. And when you're an adult and you date someone for a long time, you know, people just start to nag you with the question, when are you guys going to get married? Like, don't ask that. Like, I hated that question. Sometimes I would just get so annoyed, I would lash out like, shut up, grandma. So we got married. But that didn't stop the next question, you know, when are you guys going to have a baby? We're girls. I don't know. You know, as a lesbian couple, folks sometimes ask questions that just make my head tilt, like an adorable puppy trying to understand human words. My favorite, who's the man in the relationship?
Oh,
Like, what kind of information are they even trying to get with that question? So I just started to reply with the most logical response I could come up with. Jesus. Anyhow, my wife and I, we are happy to be the token gays in the family, you know, just helping to check off that inclusion box. Speaking of family, a few years ago, we had a couple of babies born. Not my babies, just to be clear. My parents' first grandchildren. Just happy times for all. Pressure picked up on us, though, so to keep up, we got a puppy, right? Basically the same thing, right? They both can be loud, cute, they wake you up, and poop. Just poop suddenly becomes the most commonly used word in the house, right? Like after work conversations used to be like, oh, hey, baby, where do you want to meet for happy hour? And now they're all like, hey, hon, did she poop?
yeah.
Or was it formed? What? Just send me a picture. Send me a picture of the poop. All right, gotta go. Love you. Bye. You know, you can almost make a game out of it. Like human parents or dog parents. Who said it? Right? Different conversations. It's really the exact same thing. Anyhow, but poop has also become a cause for celebration. You know, being an aunt is by far my most favorite role in life, but helping my goddaughter learn how to poop on the potty, I now feel trained and qualified to be a certified birthing coach.
Yes.
I have never rooted for anything so hard in my life. But, you know, the kids and the dogs, they're cute. They get all the attention. No one cares when I poop. You know, family, if you're listening, you can reply to my text in the group text. Come on. Like, yeah. Anyhow, speaking of no one cares, have your parents ever forgotten your name? Like, think about it. Like when you're a kid, or maybe even now as an adult, you know, and they're so frazzled and they're angry and they just rattle off like 2 or 3 names before they get to yours, right? They call you by your brother, your sister, and they're like, oh yeah, you. You know, for me, it looks something like this, you know, like, Jake, Amanda, Reggie, Michelle, go to your room. You know, my favorite was whoever you are. Okay. Reggie was the family dog, by the way. So as I've gotten older, you know, like people do, you start to adapt the behaviors of your parents. So I started doing the same thing. So sometimes, you know, except in my house, we have a bunch of pets, right? We got 3 dogs, or no, 3 cats and a dog. So sometimes when calling after the dog, I'll be like, oh, and I'll rattle off 2, 3 cat names before I remember her name. I've even used my cat Charlie's name, and he has been dead for 7 years. Sometimes my wife gets thrown into the mix. You know, I'll call her by the dog's name or the dog by her name. You know, it can be cute sometimes. Although it can get a little weird when it happens in the bedroom. I don't know. Somehow she has stuck around for 17 years. So that's it. Michelle Mattera, the funniest of the 3
segments. Student has become the teacher. Over to Michelle Mattera. That was great.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep this. We're gonna move this right on. We're gonna keep this going right now with the very funny Emily Dolan.
Hey there, guys. I think we can all agree that 2020 was a terrible year. For masturbating, at least. The frequency went up, but the quality went way down. Partially because in quarantine, you can't get any privacy. If I have 10 minutes alone to myself, I'm not going to spend 5 of them trying to find the right video. I also couldn't fantasize about hot men in uniform anymore without this sobering dose of reality. My sexy firefighters just end up dying in a wildfire. My bearded lumberjacks turned into Confederate racists. And my hot cops turned into Confederate racists. So basically, masturbating in 2020 was like eating a popsicle in a heat wave. It'll satisfy, but you're in a race to get finished. It did get me to wash my hands more, though. I think we learned a lot about hygiene in 2020. We learned how to properly cover a cough. We learned that we learned how to properly cover a cough. We learned how to wash our hands for 20 seconds. I don't know why we needed songs to facilitate that. We discovered we'd been spitting red and blue dots in each other's faces this whole time. But for some reason, we still bless sneezing. We don't bless any other bodily evacuation. Like, I'm not getting well wishes for queefing. Let's think about it, because we solicit the assistance of a supreme being to bless your germ explosion. But not for me. I'm within firing range of your shotgun blasted disease, but I need to bless you. God bless me. But if I say that, I'm the bad person. I talk a good game, but I still cave to social pressures. And we all do. And sometimes these pressures conflict. So how many times have you been told you need to eat less food and consume fewer calories? But then in certain situations, you're conditioned to eat more food just to fit in. So for instance, I like butter. You know what I don't like? Popcorn. But I can't go to a concession stand and say, I'll have a regular butter, please. No, I have to order a bucket of styrofoam just to get the one thing I actually wanted to eat. You know what else I like? Icing. You know what I could live without? Cake. You can't just eat icing in public without being noticed. You can order a cake without icing. You can't order icing without a cake. If you just eat around the cake, you're accused of wasting it, or someone points out, what, you didn't like the cake? I never like the cake. Whoever likes just the cake? May I remind you, people have been beheaded over cake. I'm pretty sure if Marie Antoinette had just let the peasants eat icing, things would have turned out differently. Speaking of hot wives, I have one. I think she likes me, but sometimes I suspect her motives. We were dancing at a club one night, and I had this realization. I was like, oh my God, my wife is a 10. Now, if you are unaware, there is an unwritten requirement regarding the proximity of two people on the hotness scale. I will explain. I looked at her and I said, wow, you are a 10 tonight. And I hope that I at least look like an 8, or people are going to wonder why we're together. Now, she says, without any hesitation, yeah, they'll just think you're wealthy. So, to be clear, she had an opportunity to call her wife an 8. And she passed. Now you understand the masturbating. My name is Emily. Thank you for your time. My friends call me Lady Vroom Vroom. Remember, stay safe, wash those hands, and God bless yourselves.
Yeah. One more time for Emily Dolan, Lady Vroom Vroom. Oh my gosh. Guys, we have a special guest who's going to come to a set right now. He's volunteering, helping at the show. It's John Ione. And if we can put our hands together and let's welcome him right now. Ladies and gentlemen, John Ione.
Hey, everybody. So, a lot of people say I look like DJ Khaled. And 5 years ago, they said I look like French Montana. So basically, they use Arab hip hop stars to tell me I'm fat. So I've been a vegan for the last 2 years. We got any vegans in the room? Yeah, that's the appropriate response. You know, and I get it. I got man boobs, you know, but these are 100% organic. You know, and you know, basically being a vegan is tough. You know, it takes a lot of time to beer batter and deep fry my zucchini, asparagus, and Brussels sprouts. But I'm getting the hang of it. You know, it's about being healthy. I'm also Catholic. I'm not going to ask you guys about that one. And you know, being Catholic, we got a lot of rules. And yeah, you know, I've smuggled drugs on a plane before and participated in an occasional gangbang. But those aren't in the commandments. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm batting 1,000. So I became vegan for Lent, and I wanted to do it the right way. So I'll head down to the church to talk to my father Sal. Sorry, my priest, Father Sal. And I actually got to his office at a good time because when I was walking into his office, the altar boy was coming out. And so I asked Father Sal, I was like, hey, Father Sal, you know, I don't want to break any of your funny rules, but I'm thinking about being a vegan for Lent. So he's like, John, don't be silly. There's nothing in the Bible that says you have to eat eggs, dairy, and meat. I was like, okay. He's like, you're actually a better man than I am. I could never do it. I myself like a little meat every now and then. So, you know, I learned two things that day. One, the Catholic Church supports a healthy lifestyle. And two, I got to keep my son away from Father Sal. So, you know, when I did eat meat, my favorite food was a hamburger. And vegan burgers, they aren't the same. They taste like ass. You know, they're disgusting. I'm on Instagram one day and I see this pop-up bar in my neighborhood. It's called Bubby's Plant-Based Burgers. Naturally, I'm excited because I just want a good hamburger. First Friday in June, I'm excited. I head down. And when I get to the door, I see this guy. He's got on these high heel shoes and these rainbow color like knee-high socks, this ballerina tutu and this long like Glinda the Good Witch of Wizard of Oz wand. It's DCSC random shit all the time. I don't pay no business, you know, mind you. I go to the doorman. I'm like, my man, I'm looking for Bubby's Plant-Based Burgers. He's like, yo, my man, what you're looking for? 3rd floor, rooftop deck. I'm like, bet. I hike my fat ass up the 3 fucking flights of stairs. As soon as I'm approaching the door, I hear this EDM music. Boom, 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 boom. I open the door, step out, and it's packed. It's 120 people out there. I'm looking around like, yo, there's a lot of guys up here. And to get a better look, I'm like, yo, it's nothing but guys up here. And they're all these big, burly, heavy set dudes, you know, and they're all dressed like with like these tank tops, and they got like the taco meat hanging out and the flab hanging out the sides of the tank tops. And this one whale of a man moves out the way. And I see a sign on the door that says, Bears on a Boat Party, Pride Weekend, DC. I'm like, oh shit, this crowd eats meat. So I'm not homophobic. I don't give a fuck. I just want this goddamn plant-based burger. So I go to the bar. And I can't place my order. I'm waiting. I just can't place my order. And then it dawns on me. I'm a bear. I'm cleanly shaven. I'm dressed nice. I took a bath. I'm like, hey, nobody wants to hit this? You know? So I left the bar that day. No burger. No boyfriend. And I got a salad. So the moral of the story is, don't try to order a plant-based burger when there's a lot of beef around. And if you go to a party with bears, bring your A game. That's my time. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, let's give it up for John Ione, everyone. Let him hear it. All right, guys, guys. We have just a few performers left. I'm going to welcome to stage. He's great. You're going to love him. Put your hands together for Daniel Castaneda, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm from Colombia, and I've been living here for about 6 years. And one of the things that really impresses me is how much Americans care about the customer. Customer satisfaction is the #1 priority in this country. Here, the customer is king or queen. You guys care so much about the customer that there is a rating section and a comment section in porn websites. Yeah. I mean, there's no shame in watching porn. We all are porn allies. But what could you possibly write in there that is not going to make you look like a walking red flag? Yeah, that place is not for constructive criticism. Not at all. People look down on porn websites, but they're like any other social media, you know? Like people can upload pictures, people can upload videos, and actually the people that upload videos, they name their videos after Harry Potter movies, which is really crazy. Yeah, it's like Harry Potter and the time my slutty stepmom took me to camp. Crazy. Also, people go wild on their usernames. You have people like the Satanic Pussy, which is very upfront. And you have the Notorious DICK, which I think is very classy. And then, of course, the Catholic Man Research Group. Pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. But that's the internet. The internet is a crazy place. Every idea has a platform. The other day I was on my phone and I was scrolling down on Instagram and this ad popped up on my Instagram. And it was something like 10 nutritional facts that will change your mind about cannibalism. And I was like, whoa. Whoa, that's enough internet for today. That's enough for today. Jeez. Speaking of crazy places, I've been living in New York for the past 3 years. It's a very crazy city. New York is the type of city where in restaurants, servers have to sing happy birthday to service dogs. And that's not the craziest part of your day. A very wild city. Also, there's a lot of people from everywhere in the world, and people tend to assume that your nationality is your personality, which isn't very accurate. Because, well, I'm Colombian, yes, but I'm also an introvert. And I also have poor vision. And eventually all my dates will be blind dates. Yeah, you didn't know that. Well, Colombians are famous for their coffee, for our cocaine, and for Shakira. If somebody says Shakira first, they're trying to be politically correct. Don't let them fool you. Yeah, and you know, when you're Colombian, inevitably drugs are going to be part of any conversation, which isn't very fair because Colombia is not only about drugs. We're very good at kidnapping too. So where's the respect? Where's the respect for that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but you know, other Latinos tell me that Americans are less racist to Colombians, and I was like, "Wow, how so?" They're like, "Yeah, that's because Colombians keep this country moving." Really? Yeah. Americans remember Colombians during the entire day, from that first sip of coffee to that first line to start a party. Thanks to us, New York is the city that never sleeps. That's us. Yeah. But you know, sometimes all that cocaine talk is very annoying. Like one day I was in this Uber, and the Uber driver was this white dude, very chatty, very annoying. And I made the mistake of telling him where I was from. Like, yeah, I'm from Colombia. And he was like, "Oh, Colombia, yeah, that show Narcos from Netflix." And he kept, yeah, going on about Narcos, yapping about it. And I was like, very tired with these people. Because, you know, I feel like this driver was trying to fact check the show with me, or he thought I was like some kind of cocaine ambassador. I was getting very upset. And I was like, you know what else is on Netflix? That Ted Bundy show. And you kind of look like him. And dead silent. Telling you, he went dead silent. So, and he looked at me through the rearview mirror, and I was like, well, this is either going to be a rape story or a kidnapping story, but my arms are too weak. So I decided to jump out of the car. Still pretty pissed. So I took my phone, I went to his Uber profile, and I left him a horrible customer review, because this is America. That's all my time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's give it up for Daniel Castaneda, everyone. Oh my God, everyone's killing it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We have maybe just a couple comics left. I want to let you know, if you like the class, if you like what you've seen so far, think you can do this, I dare you. I have a next stand-up comedy 101 happening April 5th, I think is the first day. It's Monday, same time, 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. Tell your friends, have them sign up. If you got any questions, feel free to message the school. You could message me, follow me on Twitter, all that nonsense. That's a shameless plug with the background. And with that out of the way, I'm going to welcome your next comic. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Can you do a little bit better than that, Zoom audience? Are you ready? Hey, let's give it up for the very funny Devon Francis, everyone.
Devon!
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Jake. And I just want to say thank you so much to Off Mic Comedy for this amazing experience. And I want to thank everybody that was in this class and all of you in the audience for coming. This really is such a supportive community and I love it. But so, okay, a little bit about me. I am planning a wedding, or as I have lovingly dubbed it, my Armageddon wedding. I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but it's not the most stable time in history to be planning a party for human beings. Yeah, I'm really negative to begin with, so optimism for me right now is, well, at least if we have it outside, we'll have a beautiful view of the asteroid before it quite literally crashes our party. Or do you think the bridesmaids will look good in rose gold if we're all zombies by then? And then, of course, there's always the question of what kind of flowers you're gonna have. Well, preferably the kind that don't attract killer bees, right? Right? I don't know. It's been a rough year. I complain a lot, but there are some perks to being engaged in planning a wedding. Number one perk is your invitation to the super sacred world of Facebook bride groups. Yeah. It's just like it sounds. A really special kind of hell. I love it. I'm as judgmental as I am negative. So 117,942 people that don't understand the concept of boundaries is very entertaining for me. Like, just the other day, this girl posted, "Hey y'all, here are the pics from my boudoir shoot that I did for my hubby. Y'all think it's too much that my hoo-ha isn't fully covered in this pic?" Yes, Kelly Lee, it's too much. I can't say it's too much. Oh, by the way, this is the same girl who was asking for advice on where to find modest bridal gowns like 3 days before. I don't know why people have to be so weird. Anyway, ever get your toes licked in a regional playhouse production of Annie? Just me then. Okay, well, it's been a journey. Okay, so my friend was an understudy in Annie at the Paper Mill Playhouse. If you are unfamiliar with the Paper Mill Playhouse, it's in New Jersey and it has won multiple Tony Awards. It is not a place that you expect to get your feet licked. Okay. So we get the last minute call that Mike's going on. We drop everything and hightail it to New Jersey. Just after the lights go down, we slide into our seats at the very last row and the show begins. I start to notice that the row in front of us is packed with old ladies. And I start feeling really sad that they couldn't seat them closer to the stage. And just as I'm feeling this immense sadness, the old lady directly in front of me leans forward in her seat and I feel something lick my toes. She sits back up and I am instantly in the throes of a panic attack. I mean, anyone else here have a human body? Anybody else here concerned about how an old lady can lean forward in her seat and lick the feet of the person in back of her? Yeah? So I am now troubled. My eyes are darting back and forth between the back of her head and the darkness that is hiding my feet. She leans forward again. This time I'm prepared. I pull my feet back as far as they can go. She got me again. She sits back up and leans over to the woman next to her, who turns, looks at me, smiles, and winks. Holy buckets. We've got cannibals, aliens, alien cannibals. And still, I'm so conditioned as a woman to make other people feel comfortable that I smile back and give her a nod. Her friend just tasted me and I gave her a friendly nod. Anyway, so needless to say, the third lick just really set me over the edge. I very angrily and loudly whispered to my fiance, "Something just licked my foot." Smiling lady turns back around and says, "I'm so sorry. This is Lenore's first time in the theater. We're working on it." We're working on it? We're working on what, Lenore? Doesn't take 80 years to learn you don't lick random feet. Oh. Well, the curtain begins to close for intermission. Everyone else is clapping except for me because I am anxiously gripping the edge of my seat. I'm going to have to confront this woman. There's a whole half a show left. And it's Annie, so let's be honest, it's bad enough without wondering when you're going to get your feet licked. The lights go up. I brace myself. Lenore turns around. We stare at each other. Lenore is a dog. The smiling lady says proudly, "She's a seeing eye dog student." And because I am as petty as I am judgmental and negative, I yell, "Yeah, well, she's failing." Anyway, sorry, I got totally sidetracked. Just wanted you to beware of those weirdos on the bride Facebook groups, okay? Just be careful out there. Thanks, everybody.
Yay! Give it up for Devon Francis, everyone. Oh my God. And let's give it up for all the performers you saw tonight. Let's give it up for Dimitri Islam, Michelle Mattera, Craig Rosselli, Evie Rocks, Emily Dolan, John Ione, Daniel Castaneda. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. And please stick around. We have Tubey Frank going to be playing some songs. So please stick around. Let's listen to some jams together. Thank you guys so much for coming. And if you want, sign up for a class. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Get home safe.
Way to go, Devon!
Wow, you all are very funny. I love this. All right. I know right now we're not supposed to be watching anything on Amazon, but I think it's on Peacock. This is a song about the only cop I think I like, which is Lieutenant Columbo.
Yes.
He don't care. Ooh, he don't carry a gun. I saw him on TV. He put man in place, innocent till guilty. Nothing to prove. Circling the room. No calling shots and a hot mess like you. Waddling scruffy and warm. One eye is open and the other's been blown to the mold of a reluctant scorn. Oh, by the way, I couldn't help but notice you haven't cried since she was shot. Why would a cop treat death with such care? 'Cause everyone's rich and is somebody's heir. Thank you so much. Oh, I wouldn't dare. Now, sweetheart, let me get this perfectly clear. Now hunch over this. If you can't stand alone, this job isn't for you. Your needs are outgrown. If you back down to inbred tycoons, then throw down your guns and maybe badges too. If you've been in hiding, now is the time. Be like Columbo, moral and humble, and flip on the dime. Cool. Trying some new stuff on this new album here I'm working on. I know these are I see a lot of people trying out some new material tonight, so I figure I might do the same thing. Let's see. I've got another one that's on here. I have a live concert that I'm filming, actually 2 episodes, over at the Philadelphia Magic Gardens. And going to be recording this wonderful concert. A lot of my friends, bassist Eric Kramer, songstress Taylor Kelly, good friend of mine Koof Knotts, this great rapper. Got Katie Hackett from the Lunar Year, and quite a few others. We've got like cellists and trumpet players and all this crazy stuff, and we're all going to be 6 feet apart, and it's going to be very safe. So, with that in mind, this song's called Windshield Eyelashes. It's wrong to writhe in sloth. It's what I do, my body tells me to, edging inches off. Hell-bent, ripped and I'm torn, hell-bent, I'm going down. Speeding is pressing your luck, but if you do, we can earn our food. Sure as hell have stuck up. I'm high and I'm fogged as snow falls down them Appalachians. I can't see the road clearly with my phone. Speed gaining faster. She's got the rain on her windshields and I am a cloud. Killing time takes gall, but if you do, we close in on doom. Murder minutes enlarge, miles drag on with drivel and Johns. Blessed when I'm born, cursed when it's there. Speed gaining faster. She's got the rain on her eyelashes, I am the cloud. She's got the rain on her eyelashes, I am the cloud. I am the cloud. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks, Jake and Christine. You're all wonderful, and you're all very funny.
Tubey, Frank, everyone, let them hear it one last time. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you guys around for sticking around. Thank you so much to Christine and Off My Comedy Stool, and we'll see you soon. All right, have a good one, everyone. Bye.